Wow, I
comfortable?
can't see any of you. That's great.
Are you guys comfortable on those stools?
Let's come across with Andy. Yeah.
Good. All right, everyone. My name's Lorenzo. I'm going to be asking some questions, and also feel free to ask any questions about post-production or anything cast related. And so what I must ask, Alex, what was the main inspiration for the draw?
I love this question because I've actually been thinking about this to this day. So this was actually an idea. I always wanted to make a Western. I always wanted to make something that had an energy and a different style to what I've made before. I've made quite dramatic pieces, so like very much heavily psychological thriller, using dance format, grief, and also drama. So I wanted to sort of really take a tone shift for this one. And there's this bit of land in my hometown of Southend Ferrers. We haven't spoken that. And basically, I saw this land when it was basically all like cracked, and it gave me an idea to like have a dual set. Unfortunately, that land doesn't exist anymore because it's all underwater. But we were close to where we filmed it, and then it just sort of got me thinking, okay, I want to do a Western, but then I also want to make a comedy with that. So kind of sort of different distinctive talents. But yeah, and then that sort of led to the formulation for scene, which was the final scene in the entire film with the punchline and everything like that. And then I received a call from a certain Roberto Mann. He called me up out of the blue in January last year, which was like, I want to help you with this project. So
So Alex, this is your fifth?
Fourth. This is my fourth.
Okay,
short film,
so Alex has been making short films and screening them at 21 as well. So that's where I found out that Alex was going to have a comedy western in production. And so this is my second short film. First one was shot with Lorenzo here in and around Southend, Happy Castle, Hockley Woods. I've actually ventured out into Southend Ferrers.
Yeah, so a big adventure, isn't it?
Yeah, it was quite the adventure.
The
location scout for this. So I just thought it's a great opportunity to apply our forces together. Let's open the floor to some heckles.
All right, heckler number one, Mr. Harry Fitzpatrick.
What happened to your character's shoes?
That's a good question, to be fair. So the character was named, what was it, General Direct? Idiot, yeah. So basically, the way I always see it is he lost his shoes somehow because he's an idiot. Not the front, like the town idiot or anything like that, it was just a General Direct idiot. So he was misplaced his shoes, got shot, and then died for real. So, but it's kind of like a scam, really, for you to basically say, oh yeah, they're not getting $1 million kind of thing. That's how I was thinking about it.
The shoes.
No, the character, not the shoes.
Well, your feet were oddly clean, so you can only assume that you took them off recently.
Yeah,
You're going to die, so you put your shoes on.
Very true. That's very, very true. So a question over here? Yeah.
Right, Alex, I've got two questions. First question, you've done quite a few short films now, and all of them I think have been a different style. So how has this style compared to making a short film?
Oh, completely turned. Oh, sorry.
And this is a side question that's not going to last very long. Obviously, the Grey Death didn't kill anyone in the end, so how did your character die?
That was at the start.
Yeah, I know. So you killed him.
Or was it all a scam?
So that's what I'm asking you.
It was kind of the way we sort of talked about it, like, in terms of the script. We'll get to the first one in terms of like, but the way we sort of saw it.
We don't know.
We don't know. Logistically, saw it was that basically I think they've paid off like me, my character with his character, to basically sort of say, oh, there's this bounty hunter, but I actually die for real, but then you're kind of like leading them on, but you sort of go from a sheriff to a prospector. That's how I kind of sort of viewed that in terms of like Sheriff Mann. So it sort of is kind of like lying, cheating kind of thing.
And it's need to give him some closure.
Yeah,
is
sorry.
he dead? Is he alive?
He's dead.
He's
He's dead for real. Yeah.
Well, then we can ponder why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Did he actually really annoy the Grey Death? That's the question. And what's the first question? Sorry.
How was it comparing this film to your other short films? What was it like writing in this style compared to your other style?
More complicated.
Absolutely. I think you're absolutely correct on that one. It was much more complicated in terms of like style. Comedy's hard. Comedy's hard to write. Westerns are hard. So doing both genres, especially doing stuff that had been tonally different, visually different, was a challenge. But I think what was a great sort of thing with that was yourself, Roberto, in terms of supporting with that. So really commendable for your vision with it.
So the whole idea of like the the guns.
Yeah.
It was meant to be like some sort of like paint splat
Yeah.
ending. I was like, there's no way we're gonna have like double wardrobe for this. Let's just do pencils, and it's actually drawing, not painting.
Yeah.
So and then converting a lot of the scripts into screenplay,
Yeah.
which is just like storyboarding for you non-film buffs out there. Screenplay, yeah. But yeah, the real magic was actually the talent involved. So Alex is a logistical genius. He's a wizard in documents, spreadsheets, making sure everyone's on the call time, and he knows a network of creatives. So thanks to Alex, we've got Cass. So yeah.
And along with Francis, who was the Grey Death, and Bradley Jack Williams, who was Jim the Kid, so real commendable for their talent. So everyone's talent, so it's really a treasure of projects to work on. So.
Patrick. Yeah, Patrick was
Alex, sorry mate, do you mind just speaking up just so that people in the back can hear?
What do you want to hear? Good project, good cast, good crew. So yeah, so I loved it. Basically, it's a real treat of a project to do. So yeah. Jake.
Right, the first time using the green screen, how was it?
Roberto.
Everybody.
Oh my goodness me. So how long did it take to shoot everything in production?
3 days.
3 days.
Yeah.
Okay. I think each shot in post-production took about 10 hours to like key out, make the background in Blender, 3D environment, all of that. So I actually had no proof of concept that I could do it, but I know that my friend Lorenzo there could make everything on Blender. So I just thought, it'd be easy. I'd learn it and it'll be like sweet as. But each shot took about 10 hours to do. So about 3 times as long. Yeah, all the post-production was like 3 times as long.
I will say, acting-wise with the green screen, it's very cramped.
Yeah.
Because you've got it's a sheet behind you, so you've got to worry that if you move too much, the whole shot's coming down.
Especially how many times you had to do the pressing down of the wanted post, and then for you for like the dead or alive. I know we did that.
Well,
It was all just like stuck in a room, basically, and it was like so small trying to fit us all in this room.
Yeah.
Could you put the beginning scene on of where they're in the saloon? So yeah, we deconstructed half a kitchen table.
It's a trick of cameras.
Yeah,
It was a lot of things.
So yeah.
Was every single shot a green screen?
No.
Right.
So
That landscape.
That landscape was so impressive.
I'd say 20% of the entire film was green screen, and then if we can wait, we lost it.
So all the swamp stuff was at Southend and Ferris.
Yeah.
Because marsh, swamp, same thing, different climate.
There's just more trees in a swamp.
Yeah. And that location was actually lucky. Like it was a location called Compass Gardens in Southend and Ferris, which is like a nice sort of lagoon, which was close to the original place that inspired the idea. And I just knew that was perfect backdrop. And I remember me and you had the sort of conflict about locations.
Oh yeah,
Massive one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We drove all the way down to Dungeness.
Dungeness, 2 hours.
Yeah. 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
We drove,
What's so funny about Dungeness?
Yeah. It looks like it just looked like a western desert place. So we drove down there, and it's like, oh, you need £1,000 to shoot here.
Jesus.
Now that reaction.
Yeah. So let's go to your backyard.
It's a good backyard.
Like speaking of like keeping the whole project within the budget. Yeah, the green screen was how big was it? Like 5 meters by 10 meters.
It's probably the size of the ground. Yeah.
No, a little bit bigger. Yeah. So yeah, just fitting us all in was a bit tricky. So it wasn't a case of just like picking the colour green and then it all disappears. I had to cut round things, people moving outside the frame, that sort of thing. Yeah, it's a lot more fun in the actual production side.
Absolutely.
Just off the green screen thing, after working with one, would you want to move forward continuing using that method, or would you prefer to go back to physical sets?
Physical sets.
I'll tell you say that. Physical sets or virtual production, if anyone knows what virtual production is, where I currently am working, we've got virtual production studios. Now, the problem is, before this production, we were doing this, it wasn't installed yet. So next time, basically. So
Being on location puts you physically in whatever space you're in. So it's a really nice luxury because it takes because your imagination isn't having to work
Yeah.
overtime for where you are, sort of thing. So it just takes off one of the loads of the things that you're having to sort of think about.
I remember we got our sheriff here repeating the same line like over and over.
God, yeah. 3 minutes of a take. I was like,
sick of hearing my own voice. Honestly. Disgusting.
I like your voice, but even I was sick of hearing the same.
I was thinking it's like being tortured,
I remember hitting render on my computer at like 1 in the morning, and then just being like, okay, it's going to take a couple hours. I'm just going to go to bed. But I didn't realise the video would play back. I woke up and it'd be like I don't know, a 3, 4, 5 second clip in After Effects, and it would just be just wake me up in the middle of the night and be like, what is going on? But yeah, we had a VFX artist in the audience here. I was going to ask Joseph if you had any specific questions around VFX.
Yeah, well, I was about to ask you about the green screen, about the whole blender thing. I use Unreal Engine, so as you say about the whole production thing. Yeah, and I take it next time you'll use that whole Unreal.
Oh, absolutely.
Lighting.
Yeah,
because of the rendering is much quicker.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It was very challenging. So, yeah.
I've got a question for the other two movies, cast, I guess. Firstly, what sort of projects do you normally work on if you have before this? And then B, what was it like working on this if it was different to normal, compared to a normal style, I guess? It's quite different.
I usually do horror. So this is completely different. I've never done an American accent before. I've never played a cowboy. I don't do a lot of comedy. So, yeah, very, very different. But no, it was fun to be challenged, and it was really fun to do something that I perhaps wouldn't normally get to do.
Yeah, it's a bit of a fever dream. Again, this is the first time I worked on a project like this, but I'm very, very happy that I did. And it was weird because originally I was meant to be playing Robbie's character, so we went through weeks and weeks and weeks of doing that, and then my stupid day job was like, you can't. I was like, okay. So
are we allowed to say Moon at West?
It's 7 p.m. at night. I was like, oh, like we can't do this. But then me and Robbie just sorted it out. He stepped in literally the day before.
Yeah, the day before I had to learn all of Patrick's lines.
And you did incredible, by the way.
I was like, well, I wrote them, so I should have.
It was great. It's a good experience. Refreshing.
You didn't answer what you normally do.
Everything. I'm mainly stage. I've done a lot of films with Alex, to be fair.
This is what our third collaboration film was.
Yeah, I think it's third. Yeah, third, but mainly stage. It's kind of like Cassandra. It's weird having a camera like dead in your face. I don't really like it. I prefer things like this. You know, being in a room with like 20 other people like this next to you and trying to act is a bit. But you're
very natural at it. Both of you are very natural in terms of like the actual roles and like going out with comfort zones in terms of like not doing horror and then film. It was a blessing to have you part of the team.
I think both roles were very suited anyway to personality. Robbie can pretty much.
You can just keep complimenting me. That's
You should have seen the other character. The other character was a mess. My version, Comstock was a mess.
So yeah, your audition tapes. That's the thing about Alex. Will do everything to the book. Everyone does like gets a contract. Everyone goes through the audition process. And I was going through it today, and it's basically Patrick just stumbling into a scene on a sofa.
I remember actually, you went so off script, but it was the funniest 5 minutes I've ever watched.
No, I would say to anyone in the audience who may be actors, don't be afraid to go out of tradition in terms of like, because I feel like when you audition, it's like you're meant to be in front of a grey background, you're meant to like look plain, you're meant to do this. I was in costume. I full on had a cowboy hat, I had a waistcoat, because like anything you need that's going to make it look more convincing that you are this character, I would say go for it and ignore what 20,000 casting directors say on YouTube.
It's that, and it's like, imagine you're like, I don't know, like a casting director, and you're watching the same thing over and over and over again, you're going to get bored, someone else comes in and starts, oh, you know, breath of fresh air. It might be wrong, so don't go completely off script, but.
Made it to your own will. That's what I think Pat's trying to say.
I think that is great advice.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we selected Pat. He actually came on with a pair of scissors in his hand, put some pants on his head, cut out 2 holes.
There was one line as well. I remember it made it into the script. It was like, I can't read a map. And I was like, that is genius. That's right. That's right. That's so perfect. It just made the character what it was. So, yeah, so it was great. Did you want to say a question over here? So,
I had one, yeah. So it's obvious that you guys are putting a lot of work around your other endeavours to get the work done. That's amazing. My question is, what's next? Where will we see you guys in the future?
So, my next project after this, I actually completed this in November of last year. It was a project called The Lone Wanderer. It was coming completely different from this. It was back to my original standards, they call it. It was a dramatic piece about an old man that goes for a walk and is faced with conflict each time. It was much more of a grounded, realistic piece. We've got some of the crew members here, actually, and some of the cast members. Oscar was one of our cast members in it, who was also the script supervisor on The Lone Wanderer, on Draw. And after that, I'm currently on a year's break from filmmaking, just to recharge, recover, and just see what's next. But I've got one idea in mind I want to try and kickstart in 2026, and all I'm going to say is superheroes. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Don't say too much. I know a lot of people will be sort of thinking, what's next? But that's it. That's what I'm saying for now. Everyone else?
In September, I'll be at the Harlow Playhouse doing an original play called Sonder.
Yes.
Again, it's not my play. I'm just in the play, and it's gonna be really good. The guy who wrote it, he started at drama school. He's been developing the show for about 3 or 4 years, and it is not. Everyone says this, but it's not like anything you've ever seen before. It's kind of fever dreamy in a way, but it's about real life. It's about real people, and yeah, it's incredible. If you can make it to Harlow, if you want to go to Harlow, then yeah, 19th and the 20th of September. It'd be great if you come along.
Anything else?
I'm trying to think what I'm allowed to say and what I'm not allowed to say. Keep an eye on horror on sea, I think, is the best way of framing it, because I have a couple of things that are probably going to make an appearance there. I'm also in a 10-part science fiction audio drama series called The Catsand Chronicles that's coming out every single week, so if you need your audio drama fix, please!
I'm going to be sharpening the axe. So, in terms of comedy, a lot of what I put into practice here, I learned here at Caddy's Comedy Club with Lee Terrell, who teaches improvised comedy. I've done my first showcase here. So you do 8 weeks, 1 session a week, learning all about improv comedy. And one thing, actually, I'll give you guys here, sorry Lee, giving your secrets away, is wrong and strong.
Great.
Yeah.
He's an okay teacher. It's people that come.
Yeah.
And they're really funny and amazing. And it's all about personal skills. And it's truly such a joy because I work it. Week the first week and then now truly like terrified. I can't get on stage. Week 8, there is my stage. Amazing to watch and do from lovely people just necessarily can give you their job or their area of expertise.
Yeah, literally anyone. So you don't have to be in performance. It's just, you could be at home at 7 o'clock on a Tuesday night, or you could be having a laugh at 7 o'clock on a Tuesday night. And so you come back home and you're like, oh my God, I've actually just really laughed so hard because you're with 20 people all trying to make each other. It's great. But yeah, I think a little bit more making videos for brands. That's where I want to take my skill set. Social media stuff. It's going to be just, I don't know, making skits with our phones. It's the cameras we have on us. We can make stuff with that. Yeah, that's what we do.
Raven, go for it.
A couple of questions.
Oh God, here we go.
First things first, there was a special thanks section at the end there. And I don't recall seeing the person who so graciously allowed you in the rehearsal process to use both their courtyard and their toilet. I'm offended and shocked, honestly.
I'll mention this here and now. Raven fantastically allowed us to rehearse. Allowed us to rehearse at your home and your home, Cassandra. So it's really greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. last questions. Yeah, a couple last questions. Sorry. Oh, did you have a, sorry.
Serious question, yeah.
Sorry, not a serious question. Sorry, not a serious question.
Do you have any funny backstage stories for us? Because there's always something.
I don't know what you could probably think of. What do you want to say?
I'm already thinking about it. I know what's coming.
The hours were getting late. The sun was beginning to dip down across the horizon.
Oh, that one.
And lo and behold, we heard the yaps of a small Labrador
Oh, that one.
that was crying very, very loudly. In fact, we thought it was drowning, right?
I should point out it was near a river. Well, it was near a river.
So I go over and I'm like, oh my god, is she alright? Is she alright? And this guy looks up while this dog is screaming like it's dying. Oh, it's alright. She loves to swim. It's went on for like how long?
So
2
the
hours?
dog went out the water, dried itself off, and went back in.
Oh yeah, just as we were about to hit record and go again.
Yeah.
Now we need to get this shot. The dog's out of the way. Okay, cool. Action.
And that bloody dog. I think you all saw me visibly annoyed at the dog more because I was like, for God's sake.
You don't look like bad people.
No, of course.
I was ready to die. I felt full Captain America. I was ready to just like jump into the river, like take the waistcoat off, dive in after the dog. This is what everyone would do.
It wouldn't help with continuity, but I appreciate the heroism. The funniest thing I can think of, I'm glad you didn't see the other one, so I'll tell it. So, there was this woman who came to see us because we was filming in public areas and like with public dogs and like public people. And basically, there was this.
Just ordinary men.
We're just normal men.
Right. So basically, what happened was there was a woman who just talked to me and said, "Oh, what you film? Like, what you film?" She said, "Comedy western, you know, nothing big." And I said, "Oh, hope your filming goes well." And I just said to them, "You too." And I was like, "Oh." I remember you saw me. And I was like, "Oh."
It was captured. If you look at the behind the scenes, I'm not sure if it's in the planners.
Yeah, I don't think it is, but it's on social media. So you see me just. You've got the picture actually, to be fair. Yeah. So that's funny as I can say. What about you, Roberto?
Just I think a funny experience. We had a question over here.
Yes, you did indeed. I was going to say, were there any sort of Western films or characters that you drew inspiration, draw from?
I like that. That's a good question. So we took a lot of inspiration from the classics. So lots of the Good, the Bad, the Ugly, Dollar Trilogy. We also looked on Red Dead Redemption because it's a great game and like it's good influence in terms of it. There's a line from Red Dead Redemption that actually made it into the film. If anyone noticed that, if not, I'll say later. And also Community, the series Community, because they did a whole episode based on paintball, based on westerns, and that really gave another catalyst to this piece. Also Edgar Wright's first, I think, feature, A Fistful of Fingers, which is almost like a comedy spoof on the western genre, so it kind of really helped to lay the foundation. So a lot of comedies, a lot of westerns, but a lot of different things that we wanted to try and emulate certain things. So.
And this is a huge appetite for it, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
They call me Trinity. I don't know if it's not as like big as the other films, but that's where we wanted to get the character dynamics. Everyone having this sort of like angsty banter with each other.
Tombstone as well. Tombstone. So that was another one. And weirdly, Back to the Future Part 3.
Yes.
Yes. That was a good inspiration.
Yeah, absolutely. I watched it actually as a celebration after double green screen stuff, and I was like, oh my god, that's an hour film.
That's Universal.
Did the kid have a question?
I do. Alright.
What was the thought process behind the jokes?
So the main reason.
Alex's dad.
So they never read Christmas cracker jokes because not doing that. Basically, the draw thing came as I was just literally thinking of a joke one day, and I sort of said, "Oh, that's a draw then," and I just went, "Wait, there's a good idea for this. What's a good idea?" And it sort of spiraled from
The
there.
whole movie is just a dad joke.
The whole movie is just that whole line was just a dad joke, and something as well I've kept secret for such a long time that it feels nice saying it in front of an audience. But as the first audience who's seen this, I would like to still keep it silent for the time being until it goes public next year, basically. So we still want to try and keep it under wraps in terms of what the twist is of the jokes. That means
We will send a great death after you.
Oh yeah, we will.
Congratulations, you're all under NDA.
It is, actually, to be fair. We just want to try
You're
and...
meant to tell anyone.
Yeah, well...
We're all serious.
We'll send Patrick after you all to...
Invasive Harlow.
I'll bring you to Harlow if you tell anyone.
It was a lot of like sort of childish things to make it on a more serious tone, basically. So the things, even like the bickering between Old Man Comstock and Jim the Kid, that was something me and you discussed about. We need that sort of brotherly, kind of childish natured rivalry.
Yeah.
When there was sort of like the chicken and the Bessie kind of thing.
So like a lot of that was like ad-libs again. So So I'm like taking my cowboy hat off, jumping behind the camera, and then going, okay, well that wasn't in the script because he threw it over his hat off.
Yeah, that was improvised. That bit.
So a lot of it is just sort of like continuing it on, like if it's. Oh, we kept a lot of it.
I got to give it to Robbie though. Like to be fair, like, I think out of all of us, he's just very naturally funny and comedic. So being in a room with him is really really good. Just definitely not.
Robbie will pay you later for that.
Yeah. Again, all these guys bring out the best in I didn't know that I was going to make this film at the beginning of the year. They enabled this to happen. So if you do have some creativity in you, you want to express yourself. Today's a great opportunity. Like we're going to go up the bar now. We might take one more question because I want you guys to chase your dreams and meet people who can make it happen. And so by getting together like this, you guys coming out, this is how we make the future. So yes. He's already had one.
Yeah, I kind of,
go for it.
Yeah, I kind of see the question. What does it feel like to direct and act? Did you have to tell yourself, Alex, ready, 5?
It's a good thing to have a co-director. Let's just say that. It's interesting in terms of thinking, wait, can you see what I see? I see what you see? Because you do that heavy amount of accents.
I feel like you two bounce off each other really well.
Yeah, it was. I think it's just having that co-director. But then, when you're acting, you're thinking, wait, if I did that, then you saw that. It's kind of like you're sort of self-judging yourself on what you do. But then, if someone says it's fine, it's like, okay, cool, next take or something like that. So it helps with that.
Yeah, it's a fairly small project. You can streamline it. It's like, I'm going to hate myself in the edit. But that's fine because I meant to.
Yeah, there was a lot of takes we looked back and was like,
one last thing. So what really helped with acting, producing, and directing, whatever, we had a cameraman. So
Elliot.
Elliot. Shout out Elliot.
Hey, Elliot.
And we had this is the crucial member of the team. No one tells you that you need a script supervisor, someone who goes to make sure all the lines of dialogue are hit, and they're the clapper as well. So we had Oscar over here. Working with Alex, if I'm in frame, I'm in camera, Alex is out camera, working with the cameraman, the director, saying, was that a good take, was that a bad take? Writing it down on a list. We have a spreadsheet of takes.
Yes.
He's like, yes, no, and then we go from there. So that way, I get when I'm in the editing chair, I get a sheet that's the tape we're using, and it's all been approved. So that's all been taken care of. Everything's synced up. So we didn't have too many logistical nightmares on set because we had the crew in place. So shout out Oscar for script supervising. Otherwise, thank you. All right, thanks so much for coming. Let's go back to the show.
Yeah.